People come to a church like ours because of the sense of community and the sense of family. One of the most important elements for us was the children, the fact that the children are raised up by a generation of children before them, shown examples of how to participate in the church, and really made to feel comfortable, made to feel a part of a larger family, much like they would feel with their cousins. The intimate setting and the fact that the children learn from, in Sunday school, learn from children slightly older than themselves. Immediately they come in and they're comfortable, and it's a wonderful example to be set by older children. Many young children are intimidated by older children, but certainly not in the church settings. So that's really a wonderful, it's been certainly our experience that our children were raised in the church by other children, and now our children have done that for the little ones that are there now, and it's just wonderful to see that generation after generation. I think it's wonderful to be a community of people who believe in Christ, who want to follow Christ and do as He would have commanded us, but also not just say it, actually do it.
We wanted to be part of a church that shared our values, that we felt comfortable being part of. We wanted a church that was active in the community and had a very clear benevolence program to help people. We have become part of the church and joined the church family and really appreciate the support we've had from all of the congregation. As the financial secretary of the church, I realised that the church needs resources and money in order to keep building its ministries and to ensure that the church infrastructure, its buildings, continue to be upgraded. We're supporting the capital campaign so the church continues into the next century building and growing.
Dick and I were married in 1947, and we were living in Suffern, New York. His job was down here, so we decided that we would get an apartment down here. And one of the first things I wanted to do was to find a church that I felt comfortable in. And my mother-in-law went to the community church, so I went there, and I was so comfortable that I've stayed there over 50 years. And the reason I gave them the money was strange, because my husband predeceased me, which I didn't expect, because I'm older than he is. But they started, it's a blessing campaign, but now it's changed to the Centennial. I decided that they might as well have it, because I'm not going to live that long. And so I talked to the Reverend, and he said that would be very nice. So then I took the money out and gave it to them. I certainly wasn't making much interest on it. As everybody knows, you're not getting anything. So that's why I did it.
I like to come to church to learn about God. I hope my parents support the capital campaign so that my dad can walk me down the aisle someday and that my kids can come here.
The church has many memories going back to the early 1950s when the church faced the other way and the sanctuary was entered from Warren Street. And the first meeting we went to at the church was at the West Side Church when they were deciding to build what is now our present church. And it was a very hot debate between those who favored it and those who were afraid to spend the money. Over the many years, my children have both gone here. My wife has been here for many times and wrote about the stained windows. I have many memories of her. She's been gone 12 years now. So the church really means a lot of things. It's been an important part of our life for myself, and for my children, and for my wife, and it's something that I shall always treasure. And why am I supporting the capital game? Well, during my years of being a part of this church and being on the consistory, one of the jobs I had was being the building and grounds, and that involved getting rid of all of the asbestos in this church. And redesigning the charter room, redesigning the front entrance walk. And all of these things now have been in place for quite a few years, and some of them need refurbishing. So that's one of the reasons I want to support it. And the other one is to keep it a strong and active and worthwhile operation within the town of Hoboken.
We came here because it is the community church, has community outreach, has also a strong music program, which I like because I like to sing. But more than that, we do things like community outreach. We have senior choir concerts that we perform at senior citizens' residences at different holidays. We also do community events like the Oktoberfest, where we like to have people from the community come in and join us and just have some fellowship with them. We have a lot of sharing too. After the services, we have our coffee hour, and each month we have a brunch, and that just gives us an opportunity to have fun together. The support of the family and the community is something that really attracted us to the church, and that's why the Centennial campaign is so important. That's why I support it. I'm planning to give as much as I can and then some, just because this church needs to not only endure for the next 100 years, but really survive and thrive.